Now, as you guys may or may not know, in Minecraft 1.11.1, fireworks received a bit of an upgrade. Not only do they now jet boost you when you're using the Elytra, but they have also become lethal weapons. You can now use fireworks to attack other players in Minecraft. Now that has given me a whole ton of different ideas for various different traps that we can build. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 3 of them. So the first design that we're going to be taking a look at in today's video is the smallest of the bunch. This little thing right here is just a single firework dispenser. So we hit this button, that will fire a firework into the bottom of the piston, which sort of holds it there for a little while. Then all of the pistons retract, allowing the firework to fly upwards and explode just above the ground. Now unfortunately, this isn't going to do too much damage. It's only going to give about 3 hearts of damage to the player. It's not designed to kill them, it's just designed to give them a bit of a surprise. Now as you just saw there, I activated the system using a button, so you could hook this up into one of your friend's piston doors or something like that to catch them as they enter their base. Or for example, you could add in this little quartz circuit right here, which will trigger the system when they open up a trap chest, which could be pretty cool. So to build this one, you want to get things started with a dispenser facing upwards. Now that thing there is going to be filled in with all of your fireworks. Now I'm going to be using flight duration 1 for this one, and it has to have a fireworks star on the inside. And if you don't know what that is, I'd probably suggest Googling it and doing a tiny bit of research. But anyway, then you want to place some redstone on top of that one, a block with a repeater set to 3 ticks. That's going to be going into this block right here with a redstone torch and then a block on its face. Then you want to place a block with some redstone dust and then a couple blocks going across like this with a repeater set to 2 ticks running into this block right here. Then you want to place 2 sticky pistons facing across like that, sticky piston facing upwards and a block on its face, and then we can fill in all these blocks around here because that right there is going to be your floor level. So believe it or not, that is everything completed. Just run an input into the side of this dispenser and give it a go. Seems to be working perfectly. The second trap is a tiny bit more on the sneaky side, and it actually uses a very old redstone technique. For those of you who don't know, redstone ore actually gives a block update when you stand on top of it. Now we can actually detect that block update using block update detectors, which means that we can turn that block update into a form of trap. So when we stand on top of this redstone ore, you can see that block gets retracted, then all of these fireworks start being dispensed, and clearly we have no chance. Mumbo went off with a bang. Now this is one of the first traps that actually kills the player with fireworks. And the best part about this whole design is, fireworks don't destroy the player's items, and they allow you to pick them up using a hopper. So you can see down at the bottom there, we've got a hopper running down into this double chest. That will just fill in with everything that that player had in their inventory. So if you're killing players to actually get their stuff, then this is probably the one for you. So you want to get things started with a 5x4 area, and the first thing that we're going to do is fill in this side of the 5x4 area with a 2 wide space. Then you want to place 2 sets of redstone across like this, a bunch of comparators facing in this direction, running into this block right here with redstone dust out the back, and then a bunch of comparators running off in this direction. Now generally speaking, this would look like a pulse extender, but this is actually a redstone clock that will eventually turn off. So it has a certain amount of time that will run as a redstone clock, and then it will switch off automatically, which is really very handy. So we want to place a block out here, some redstone dust right there, and then a block up like this with a dispenser facing in this direction, and that is going to be filled in with all your flight duration 1 fireworks. And once again, you need to make sure that you use a firework star on the inside of these things. Next up, we're going to place a cobweb above our dispenser, then head off in this direction and place a repeater set to 2 ticks running into that redstone line with a block up like that. Now here is where our observer is going to be going, but we're not going to place that in just yet. We're going to go a couple more blocks up like this and place a sticky piston facing across with a redstone ore on its face. Now that right there is going to be the detection circuit, which is probably the most important part of the trap. So now what you want to do is fill in all of the blocks, making their way around like this, and you need to make sure that all of these blocks are filled in. You want to cover up that block right there, and we're going to now extend our piston. So the way that we do that is we place a redstone block right here, and then we place a block next to the sticky piston. And if you can see that the redstone ore is glowing, I would suggest breaking it and replacing it with another one. So there we go, we've got a completely fresh one that hasn't been trodden on. Then all we have to do is remove this block and then remove this redstone block right here. But first we have to take out this block, and place an observer facing downwards, and then a block right there, and then you're good to go. This trap is now primed and ready to go. If a player stands on top of that redstone ore, it will drop down into the chamber and be absolutely blasted with fireworks. I just thought we'd quickly pop back to the first design because there is a way that you can modify it to actually make it fire more than one firework. All you have to do is remove these 2 blocks right here and remove this button, then go around the back like this and place in a bunch of blocks around there, a comparator running into that block, a comparator running in this direction with redstone dust in all of those locations. Then you want to place a redstone torch right there, a hopper running back and forth into one another with an item on the inside just like that. Then you want to take a comparator output from this one and run it out into that dispenser right there. And that should be everything done and dusted. So this block right here is going to be your new input, and when we run an input into this thing, you can see we get plenty of fireworks being dispensed. I mean, it's nothing too ridiculous, but it seems to work quite nicely. And for the final design of today's video, we have got this rather ridiculous looking thing right here. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It is absolutely enormous. Now, the idea behind this one comes from the 2 previous designs. We've got the same opening mechanism from the first design, but then we have the multiple fireworks shooting that you saw in the second design, but it's been taken up a gear, and we now have super fast fireworks shooting. So if we pop up to the top here and activate this thing, you can see that the trapdoor opens up, and, well, we have basically a full-blown fireworks display going up at the top here. And of course, if we set ourselves into survival mode and were to activate this thing just like that, you can see that, yes, it is a pretty lethal design. I mean, we got killed very quickly right there. Now, because of the size of this thing and the fact that the previous designs are actually probably a little bit better at doing their job, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial for this one. However, there is a world download down in the description if you do want to check it out for yourselves, because this thing is a ton of fun to play with. But unfortunately, ladies and gents, that is all I've got time for today. If you did enjoy this video, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.